Hello. How do I document swing trades using daily chart analysis and stock journal? So first, when we take this chart, for instance, today we are going to analyze 3 stocks together, and let's pick the first one, BKNG, to illustrate how I document my trades. BKNG, and I'm using daily chart, maximum daily chart, and that is think of swim platform, maximum daily chart. So those arrows on the chart are the way I document my trades right now. And as you can see, the arrows facing up shows exactly where I purchased the stock in the past, and the arrow facing down shows where I sold it. So if we, let's see if we can zoom a little bit more. For instance, in 2024, the date is on the x-axis and the price on the y-axis. In 2024, I swing trade BKNG using short upturn line swing trading strategy. So you can see this purple line, that's the one we are trading on this year, like purchasing. But in 2024, we use short upturn line swing trading strategy, and I have this support line that I purchased around. So you can see that, for instance, we purchased it on that green bar that day, but then it pulled back on us to the trend line, went up, pulled back, went up, and we sold it somewhere there, making this difference in price as a profit. And then we purchased it again, right around that support line, and 3 days later we sold it again, and 2 days later we purchased it and we sold it. So, and by putting my mouse on it, I can see the equivalence in price. It won't show me exactly how much I paid for it, but it just tells me the dates that I purchased it, the dates that I sold it, and the type of bar those days were. So the green bar just means at the end of the day the price was higher than the morning price, and the red bar was the price at the end of the day was lower than the price in the morning, so the price dropped that day. So I just found that documenting my trades, putting those arrows on it, allows me, I use it as a reference to see what I did right, what I didn't do okay. And we think of swim platform that you can download to your desktop, those are saved on it. And one thing I noticed as well, if you want to use think of swim web version, you'll access those arrows as well if you put it on the chart. And to put the arrows, you have your drawing section here that when you click on it, you'll be able to have your drawing tools, and once you start using it, it will show up at the bottom of your screen. So when I go there and I click on that arrow, automatically I have an arrow. So when I put an arrow somewhere, it's going to be there. When I put it at the wrong spot, I can activate it. It'll allow me to move the arrow exactly where I want it. Or if I don't want it, I will delete it. So when I sold a stock, I will put the arrow at the top, turning it upside down. So to do that, I will just 80. I'll click on 80. It will allow me to change the position, the direction of the arrow. So I will click on that one, and it will allow it automatically. You notice that it changed. I think I have done that. Let me delete this one. So that one, I wanted to activate it, and then it'll allow me to move it to where I want to have it. So I'm going to delete it because this is now a purchase or a sell. So that is how I documented my trade last year. That was one way I documented, but that is how I continue to document it, because in 2025 we purchased BKNG there in March. The date is there, and we sold it in May there as well. And today is October 4th, 2025, and the market closed on red yesterday. That's why that last bar is red. The price shot up yesterday. But as we are looking at BKNG, I like to zoom. I like to look at it from far. We want to buy a nest at this line, or that if it'll go all the way there. But right now is on the drop. You can see that after the high, it's not making any higher high. So it's slowly going down, but it has not reached that level yet. So there is no buying action there, but we'll just keep observing it. But that is one way I analyze the chart, the stock, using the daily chart. And when I buy, I'll put the arrow. Like when I place the order, I'll put the arrow, and later I'll check my transaction to see if I actually purchase it for me, so that I can do my bookkeeping. Let's go to our spreadsheet and BKNG, and this is the bookkeeping version of the recording the transactions. And this is for 2025. We have BKNG. We purchased it in March, and 10 share at 211 a share. Oh, we purchased 1 share at 4,594 a share, and we sold it in May for 5,342 for a profit of 747, or 16% within 2 to 3 months. So you won't get that profit if you put your money at the bank though. I have a bank that now it pay interest every quarter, and some years ago the interest was like 0.1%. So I don't know if it's still paying 0.1% interest every 3 months. So, but there is another community bank that is still paying interest every month, but I don't know what the interest rate is. But yeah, even Trust Swap pays interest every month, but it's a little bit higher than regular bank, maybe because they have online online access more than physical branch, so they save more money not having in person physical branch too much around. I don't know, but they have one in Des Moines, Iowa that I visited since I have an account with them, and I moved to Iowa. I wanted to see, and I searched it to see if they have physical presence around, and they did. So I just wanted to have a confirmation that I'm dealing with a legit company, even though I know that it was legit because it has been around for years. I still want to, if they have a physical branch, I like to visit it for myself. But yeah, and before that, in addition to Trust Swap, I used to have TD Ameritrade, and since I live in St. Louis, Missouri, when I opened those accounts, TD Ameritrade, they have a physical presence in St. Louis, Missouri. In fact, I think the headquarters, I'm not sure if it was the headquarters, but they have a big company, company there. And I think I went inside once, I'm not sure. I think so. But yeah, so I know for sure that TD Ameritrade has a physical presence in St. Louis, Missouri back then in 2007 to 2009. But Charles Schwab was not in St. Louis, Missouri that I recall. But when I know that they were in Iowa, Des Moines, they have a branch there. I went inside the building one time. But yeah, so I'm not sure even what brought that conversation here, but I think there was a point that I wanted to prove, but I forgot the train of my thought. But anyway, so yeah, just to say that, they pay higher interest compared to a regular bank that you and I might have, especially if you are working full-time and your employer is doing direct deposits. Those banks that you can just walk through, they tend to pay lower interest. So that is BKNG. So that is this technical recording allows me to analyze my swing trading strategy performance 1 second, track my profits, measure my profits, quantify it. I don't know. But more importantly, to be able to estimate the taxes that I need to pay on a quarterly basis, because I'm swing trading in a brokerage account to have free access to the profit if I need to pull it out of there to invest in another business model. So, but then it requires us to pay tax on it, and I'm okay with that. So that is, and then I can see our growth, because in the past when we were trading stocks, investing in stock and selling them as we have good profit in it, I use a way to track those trades, but I think I use Google Sheets, so I don't have access to those. But I know that if I do my search in my emails, I'll be able to find those. But I just found out I have a better way of recording those so that I can look back to see, how I'm trading, investing, and how I'm improving in it. That way I can see how I'm improving in it. So because I'm adding those, this one is not up to date yet, but because last record was in June, so I need to see how, if I make some profit here, that I need to add to those there. But yeah, that is the second recording version, the financial record of it. So in addition to the financial recording, there is a PowerPoint journal that I used last year that I don't really see. Let's see if I can to use that. Let's use another BLK. So BLK. So BLK, as you can see, there is no arrow on it here. It's just telling us that maybe I have not purchased it yet, and it could be well that I add it to my watch list for 2025, and I have not seen. I trace our support line where we want to buy, but I have not seen any entry point yet. And as you can see, the further it went down was around here, and then start going up again. So I need to, that's why I don't like to keep this on arrow, because it just keep putting arrow all everywhere on the map each time I click by mistake. So I like to keep it on bars. So and yesterday the price dropped, but it reached a new high some days ago, and it's far from the entry point that we like to buy. So there is no buying action here for us, but it's there. So at this point of my swing trading journey, I'm using one strategy or maybe two: long up to long swing trading strategy this year, and last year short up to long swing trading strategy. And that strategy allows us to buy a low and sell a high. But I know there is multiple swing trading strategy out there, and there is strategy to buy, to borrow stocks when it's high up, going down, to borrow stocks from your broker to sell, and then buy it back, when it's low. And the difference between the two will be your profit with the brokerage fee taken out of it. So that is a good strategy to make money when the price is dropping, and then use the strategy to make money when the price is going up. So when you have those two strategies on either side of the mountain, you can make money. But for right now, I'm learning to make money on one side of the mountain on its way up by buying it at the support line and sell it at the peak. I mean, like, not exactly at those points, but you get the point, so within the support line area and within the peak area. So buy low and sell high is the strategy that I'm using to learn to improve myself at making money on the ascent, if that's correct terminology, the uptrend of the chart, and then learn how to make money on the downtrend of the chart later. Right now I'm focusing on one side of the mountain first, and using our own money. Even though our account is eligible for margin, I believe it like 12% fee. I just don't know if it's 12% per trade, 12% per year. I have no idea. I didn't ask them, but I just prefer to use our own money to trade and just be cautious and on taking actions. So BKNG is not a buy for us when the market opens, and you can see that I have a lot of lines on it, but I don't have arrows. So that just tells me that I have not purchased it yet. So it's very quick for me to look at the chart and know that, oh, I have not purchased this stock yet. So the next one we are going to analyze is BRO. I put it on red because it's getting close to the support line probably, and it is, you see. So, and you can see those arrows tells you that since 2023 I purchased these stocks. If those arrows are accurate, I will assume so, but we traded in 2024 again, and then I purchased it in 2024 toward the end of it, and I sold it somewhere in 2025. But right now it pulled all the way to this support line here, went up, pulled back to it, and start going up. Friday the price went up. So now that it's here, we can take close look at it. I can trace this. We have enough trend going on there, so we can see that. Let me see. I don't know if I'll be able to. Okay, so we can see that this red bar bottom is higher. In fact, it's lower than this though, and this one is higher than this. This is about the same as that one, which is higher than this. So there is an uptrend going on there, but is it done? Is it down remaining there and we start going up from there, or is it going to move back down? So at this line here, it's not really a long line for me. I would prefer to buy at this one. This is longer, but I don't know if it's going to go all the way down there or if it's going to go up from here. I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep observing it. But around this line though, when it touched base with it, it went up, it pulled back to it, went up, pull back. So I think it can really linger there before taking off if this is the support line it wants to use. So we have 2 touch points here, and here we have 3. So there is a point that there is a chance that it could pull back to it before going up. So, and since we are at the end of the month, maybe the month ended a while ago, 4 days ago, maybe I should transfer some money to our ChartSwap account, and that way I can get ready to, to buy some share when I feel like I should buy it. At this point, I will say not buying it, but keep observing it. So to see if it's going to continue going up or if it's going to go down. But we have 2 green bars there, so I would prefer to wait for a red bar, then a green bar. So that red bar, I can compare it to that red one to see how it is. And then if it's higher up, the following green bar could be a buy. But here is the things. I just don't know if it's going to use this as the value line and go up from there, or if it's going to come down here. I just have a feeling like it could, there is a chance it could come down here. So now the thing is, am I okay to buy here? And if it comes down here, I can buy some more. Yeah, I can do it that way. That way, if it just start going up from here, I didn't miss anything. Does that make sense? So, but those are decisions that you'll have to make for yourself. So if you buy here, you'll get stuck in it for a while if it decided to come down here and then start going up from here. And from here, we can buy some more as well. So those are things that you just have to make those decisions for yourself. That way you don't spend all your money that you want to use to trade this particular stock in one go. And if it start, we can split it in 2. So that way, if you start going up from here, well, you didn't miss anything much. And if you pull back, then you get stuck in it. And when it touch base with this and start going up again, you can buy some more here as well. But at this point, I will suggest, if you want to buy this, you suggest to see another red bar, which will be a pullback because you have 2 greens already. And then when you have the first green bar that will follow that red bar cluster, if there is more than 1 red bar, if you see that the red bar higher than the previous one that we have here already, then you know that then you can buy at the first green bar, or the second one that followed that red bar that we are talking about, that will come next after those green bars here. But again, there is a chance that it could pull back again, come down here. That's why we want to see that next pull back, that red bar, to see if it's going to be higher up or if it's going to be lower. If it's lower, then we don't take any action at the green bar that will follow that red bar. We just keep looking to see. So, but yeah, this is close to the trend line, but we are not going to take any action with it. And because we have a lot of arrows there, we can look to see BRO, and BRO, we bought it in 2024, 125 share for 112 each, and we sold it in February for $2 more, 114, and we made $41 profit on it. So we bought it there and we sold it there. So but yeah, and it went up, continue up a little bit, and then it was done. And I just realized after I made that purchase later that I feel like this is still the higher side of the mountain, therefore at any point it could try to pull back. So as it was making new high, the first one or so, I just got out of it. It continued a little bit and then decided to pull back. So now we are going to look at the BRO here as well. In 2024, I did the PowerPoint version of recording. It's like a journal for me, but I'm not doing it in 2025 because I noticed that I didn't come back down to reference this journal. For that reason, I didn't really feel like it was necessary for me. So I zoom or use a shorter time frame. I'm using a daily chart, so that means I just zoom, and as I place a trade, I will zoom and take a screen capture probably at the end of the day or so. Especially I noticed that when there is a new high, when is a new high, after that high is surpassed, you won't see it there again. So I found that maybe it's taking a screenshot when that new high is reached and I sold a stock, to take a screenshot of that, because when there is a higher high, you won't see that highlight high again there. So I found later that I wanted to have those screenshots. I did those as well, but I just noticed that I don't come back to reference those. Therefore, I didn't really see the point of creating those PowerPoint, and that is my journal version of swing trading. But again, you might just have to see. You can give it a try for a few months doing the journal, and then see if you find it useful. Some people journal. I don't journal generally. Therefore, journal my swing trades. I didn't really find it useful. I didn't find value in it. I don't reference it. So, but since I start swing trading in 2024, I try to journal it by taking a screenshot of those trades and taking notes of those. And I was using short uptrend and swing trading strategy and trading every few days. So maybe if you are doing a short, you are trading often, maybe those few changes might matter to you. But this year, when I'm using long uptrend and swing trading strategy, those small changes are not that important to me. Further, I noticed that I didn't have a lot of time to dedicate to swing trading, and I wanted to be very efficient in it. I have a full-time job, and I noticed that if I can spend an hour a day for swing trading, or an hour and a half to swing trade, that would be doable for me. And taking those screenshots and writing things, I just found it that it takes longer. Therefore, even back in 2024, at some point I stopped doing it so that I can be on top of things, especially when I was trading every few days and I have recording to do on my spreadsheet. But with long uptrend and swing trading strategy, I can go a week without buying anything. I can go multiple weeks without buying anything. I can go multiple weeks without selling anything. So there is not a lot of recording to do on my spreadsheet beside dividend, and sometimes I can even do those recording at the end of the month or every few weeks. But just having the arrows on the chart alone allows me just to know where I'm buying, where I'm selling, and just reference those to see if I made a good move before, like for instance, BRO, we saw where we bought it. It was right around the support line, and we saw where we sold it. And by just looking, we saw the support line that we bought it on. It was a risky move in some way, because if we stay longer in the trade, we could well be stuck in it when it start going down. So just by referencing those arrows on the chart, I can know where I enter right, where I didn't enter right. So, but as for my PowerPoint journal, I don't reference it much. So, but that is just my take on it. So you might find it useful to record those moves and write about it. If you find it useful, you have time for it, you can go for it, or you can try for a while and see if it add value, it improve your swing trade. If you are relying on those past transactions to make better judgment, that's great. But if it's not adding value to your trade, then after trying it for a while, maybe it might just be better to save time, now wasting your time, to find which strategy works better for you. But that will just be my take on it. I don't journal my trade any longer, and I just use arrows on the chart, and I prefer to do so. I found it very useful. I reference it a lot. Pretty much when I'm doing my chart analysis on a daily basis, I can take a look at those arrows on the chart, especially if I purchased the stock already and I have not sold it yet. I can reference, I can compare where I purchased it to where the price is to where I wanted to sell it very quickly. But yeah, so but yeah, taking those screenshots, those capture, by just clicking on a snip and taking a screenshot, and then go to the PowerPoint, Control V, and then paste it. Let's go back again, and then paste it, and then save it, and so forth. So I'm going to take this out of there, but that is how I pretty much did those journal, and that was just the extent of my journal when it comes to those screenshot of the chart. But other than that, this is very crucial to track how you are spending your money to swing trade, and when you sell them, how much you sold them for. Calculate your profit, and if you are good with spreadsheet, you can pull some report from those manual entries. Pull report from it to track your profits. That is the main recording that I'm doing right now. And in addition to that, put arrows when I purchase a stock, put arrows on where I purchase it, and when I sold it, I'll put an arrow where I sold it. And those are the two recording that I'm doing. In addition to that though, on a regular basis, this is account position. I will take it. I will download the account position of my account and save it, just in case I need to reference it. I have, to see the fluctuation of the price over time. If I wanted to, reference it, I have it. I don't know if you'll call it a recording or not. So, and another recording that is important, and because those are the portfolio, your stock portfolio, those change. So taking a screenshot of those price variations, in case you will reference it, is fine. And once you get into your account, and I tend to do that like once a week type of things, you can take a screenshot of it. But there is, to complete my spreadsheet, my swing trading spreadsheet, there is account history that is important to download. Let me open this, open that, and maybe you can call it another recording, but those are download from your brokerage account of your transactions. So periodically I will download that as an Excel, and then use that to to do my record keeping of my trade. So I'll have dividend payments. I'll be able to enter my dividend income, and if I sold stocks, I'll be able to enter that on the spreadsheet as well. And as you can see, with long option and swing trading strategy, I don't trade much. For the whole month of September, you can see that there is more dividend income payment more than trading. So, but I just have those periodic pools that I can use to do my bookkeeping. And at the end of the month, I will have my monthly history that I will pull as well, and just save it. And this can actually be used if you design a spreadsheet to copy this and paste in it and pull a report from it. You can do that, but I think it's very important you save those history, because with Charles Schwab, for instance, transaction 3 years prior are not available on the website. So if you purchase a stock, there are some stock that I purchased that I have not sold yet, and I have them for years now, that I won't be able to see how much I paid for them on Charles Schwab transaction history anymore, because the cutoff date passed. I think like the further they can go now will be like October 2021 or something like that. So by just keeping a report, when you sell that stock though, the report that will come out of it, like for tax purposes, will have the date that you purchase it. But some of those stocks are reinvested dividend. So even though the history will tell you your cost, the cost basis, it already factor in the reinvestment of those dividends. So you won't know exactly how much you actually pay for the main stocks when you purchase in the first place, especially for those stocks you purchase for investment purposes. So every month, pulling those and saving them could be useful, just in case there is something that you want to reference. 3 years pass, you'll be able to have your numbers if you want to go that far for it. But in the meantime, that's something you could use to add to your spreadsheet and pull a report from it. When you add for the whole year in one page of the spreadsheet in one sheet, you'll be able to put multiple reports from it as well. So just in case I need that information, I tend to download it every month and save it as well. While the one that I showed you before was a fraction of the month that I was recording in my bookkeeping, but this is for the whole month, and and save as well. Those are the different. So you'll notice that I do more of the number recording side of recording more than writing journal of recording. I don't know if it makes sense. So, but yeah, so maybe because I'm numbers type person, that's why. I don't know, I just work more with numbers. So saving numbers makes more sense to me because I can use those numbers, so it makes more sense to me. But as for taking a screenshot of the chart and writing my feeling about it, I'm not a feeling type person. Even if I have feelings, I just don't show it. So, but more, numbers. But again, you just have to know yourself and see which side of the recording makes sense to you, and yeah, go from there. There is another recording or saving that I've been doing here, but I think this is more for video purposes. If I want you and I to go through some trades to compare short option and swing trading strategy and long option and swing trading strategy. So when I purchase a stock and I sold it, I can go to ChartSwap and download transaction history for that particular stocks, so that I can see that particular stocks, how I have been swing trading it, and to see, I don't know, I just don't know what kind of judgment I can make when because the other one is by month. So I mean, actually the same stocks every month, so it's just capturing the month for me. But this one is like and I know that every transaction 3 years prior, or like more than 3 years, are not going to be in my account when I pull the history. So maybe adding to it as I'm going along, maybe I can come back and reference it and see for how long I've been trading these stocks and so forth. I started in 2024, for instance, and how I've been trading it and how is working, the different strategy that I use to trade it, which one perform better, because here I use short option and swing trading strategy. You can see buy sell, how often, within 4 days I was buying and selling, and then from there I went from December to February, using it even a little bit longer there, and then compare the profit from trading it every few days within a year to trading it using long option and swing trading strategy, what the profit is going to be. And for this one, it showed me a negative number though, and I'm not sure why, because I didn't have a loss on it. So that'll be here. So that means I purchased it twice. Yeah, I purchased it twice and sold all of it there. So for this one, I have $248 profit here, and from here, I think that's one that it gave me 624. Interesting. So you can see that using short option and swing trading strategy to trade it, you see how many times I traded in 2024, and I made $248 from that. And from November to February, I made 624. I'm looking at the things there. So BRO. Okay, so there is an arrow there. So that means I purchase it, I sold it there, I purchased it there, I sold it there, and then I purchased it the next day again, and then it pulled back on me. It went up, I didn't sell it. It pulled back again. So when it pulled back to the trend line here, I bought it again. And then I sold all of them there because I didn't want to stay too much, and I'll have a repeat of what happened here, which happened shortly after, maybe after a month of going up again, I'm not sure, but I sold it and make profit on both purchase. So you see how those arrows help us, go back to the past and talk about the past. I missed that arrow because it's so close to this one on top where I sold. I could have purchased one day, and no, I could have, yeah. So I sold it here and bought it 2 days later. So because they were quite close from far, I didn't notice it that I bought it, got stuck in it, and bought it again, and then sold both there. So you can see that with this strategy, I make more profit here than I made trading around that often within a year. So those are the comparison that I wanted to make further in the future, looking back to see those different strategies, how they perform, if that makes sense. But again, I'm more in tune with numbers than with my feeling. So I tend to just focus on pulling those numbers and saving them in case I want to reference them. I have it just in case ChartSwap does not have it available because they don't want to save those history when they are older than 3 years. But I can save my own. After all, it's my responsibilities. So so therefore I just don't mind saving those numbers whether I'm using it right away or not. But as for my record keeping spreadsheet, it is a must. So, and therefore I'm on top of that, or try to be, but not so much about taking screenshot of the chart, saving it in PowerPoint, write about it, and things like that. I did it when I started swing trading. Maybe it's important back then, I don't know, but I just found that it was hard for me swing trading every few days, trade buy or sell every few days, and keep up with every single one of those stocks doing my bookkeeping, and then doing the journal. It was just too much to do with a full-time job and taking care of my household, because I'm a mother, a wife, taking care of the household, cook, clean, and it just was too much for me. And then I have business as well that I have to be on top of. So I just found that 1 hour to 2 hours a day for swing trading, I think that's good. And within that 2 hours, 1 hour to do your daily chart analysis, which I don't even do daily anymore. Sometimes when I don't have time for it, but 1 hour to do your analyze your 70 or so stocks to see if any is safe for you to buy. And then that's pretty much it. And 30 minutes during your lunchtime to check your account to see if there is something that you want to sell, and if there is something you flag to buy, you can analyze it again and then place the order to buy. And during the weekend, you can pull your transactions for the week and do your bookkeeping for about 30 minutes or so. So 1 hour and a half every day during the weekday, and then 30 minutes during the weekend to do your bookkeeping. That is what I found doable to do with a full-time job. So thank you so much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments, and we thank you very much all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in asub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. You just want to start small and grow your account slowly by adding more money to it every time you can. And from the profit you are generating from swing trading, and little by little your account will continue to grow. And from there, you know, over time, at least that's the goal, you will be able to have a side income, beside your job money from your paycheck fund your account, and your account generates profit that you can rely on for your expenses. Thank you so much for your time. You work hard to make money, you put it there to swing trade, you use profit from the swing trade to pay for your living expenses. What about that? I think that's a great goal to work toward, don't you think? Thank you. For more of our swing trading related videos, will you please check the description of this video? The playlist is there. Thank you.